Hello Snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host TC, and today we will be reviewing the Dinosaurs Will Die Wizard Stick. This board is equipped with Dinosaurs Will Die's crossbreed camber. So what that means is you're gonna have camber all the way in between your feet, right outside of the insert packs there, and then reverse camber on the tail and the tip as well. So that's gonna help get in and out of turns, gonna help float and powder when you do find some, if this is gonna be your only board. And it's gonna help when you're pressing and jibbing, that sort of thing. This board comes in at 146, 149, 154, 156 wide, 158, and 160 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain where we had about 4 fresh inches of snow. Might have been some of the lightest snow that you'll ever ride, where you could definitely feel the crust underneath. Towards the end of the day, it did turn into some chundery push piles, but there were some flurries flying throughout the day, so who could be mad at that? I used my Jones Mercury bindings and my Ride Fuse boots. When it comes to flex on this board, it is in the middle of the road, possibly even a little softer than the middle of the road, but it is fluid from tip to tail. That being said, you could still foot steer this board extremely easy, pretty much without even thinking about it. You just push one toe down and it'll want to steer for you. When it comes to stability, this board is fairly stable. When I got on it, I expected to feel every little bit of chunder. Didn't feel everything, but you do feel some of those really icy spots where it's trying to grip and kind of just slides out on you. When it comes to popping an ollie on this board, it feels extremely stable and it feels like you're riding a true camber board. When you put that energy into it, it snaps back. It is really fun to ollie on, where it translates straight into the jumps as well. You feel nice and stable, you have that good contact point to really set your edge. Same with the landing, you can set your edge on it and you know it's gonna hold you. I would say you're probably gonna wanna keep this on that medium to smaller line. You might get a little squirrely on the large line, but if you're feeling comfortable, go for it. When it comes to buttering the Wizard Stick, you're gonna put a little bit more effort in. You're not gonna be a butter god straight out of the wrapper on it. I feel like once it breaks in, it's gonna be a little bit easier for you. But right out of the wrapper, you'll notice you'll put a little bit of effort into that butter on the tail and on the nose. You're not leaning your whole weight over or anything like that, just setting in and just really holding on to it. When you pop out, it does pop out extremely well. Just like when you're ollieing it, it returns that snap, so you're not really using all that effort, rather just using more of technique. When you're jibbing this, it does want to hold right in the middle when you're sliding sideways on rails or ledges, and you're gonna put a little bit more effort in when you're tail pressing or nose pressing on any rails. You'll notice that it's not gonna be as easy as just lifting up that front foot. You're gonna actually wanna set back and really lock in that press. But that being said, it'll pop you out nicely, so spinning off of rails, gonna be nice and easy for you. When it comes to carving this board, it does really well at those short, quick carves, so when you're approaching rails or anything like that, it handles it extremely well. When you do get into those medium and larger carves on just fully perfect groomers, it holds an edge fine. When you get into a little bit more chunder and like towards the end of the day when everything's beat up, everybody's been washing out, all of that, it's not gonna be the greatest. You'll feel like you're getting bounced around a little bit more. You're gonna have to be on your game just a little bit more. When it comes to those long Euro carves, not gonna be the greatest. I felt a little bit sketchy on it where I didn't really want to fully lay it down just in case then I'm just dragging my stomach across the ground or anything like that. I would say it definitely excels at those park carves where you just have nice, easy groomers and that short, quick carving. This board is for that person that really wants just pretty much a park board. They're gonna go everywhere with it, but they're gonna really spend most of their time in the park. They want something with that cool shape that's gonna turn heads, that when you're like tail pressing a rail or something, be like, wait, that dude's tail pressing a directional? But they're pretty much just riding the park and they'll go hit other stuff, but this is pretty much their one board to do everything for them. Personally, I thought this board was really fun in the park. Even though we did have some fresh snow out there, I pretty much wanted to live in the park the whole day with this. It's not my favorite board for riding all mountain or like any big mountain like that. It's just not my style for it, but I can definitely see where if you only have one board, you're more of that park oriented guy or girl, and you want to go ride more all mountain with it, but you don't really care. This is your board, but for me, not as stiff as I would like it for all mountain riding. Didn't hold an edge quite as well as I would like, where I just can't get as aggressive as I really want on it. Comparable boards, the Ride Shadowban, the Capita Mercury, and the K2 Manifest. Recommended bindings, the Union Force, the K2 Bond, and the Now Select Pro. I've been your host TC, and this has been my review of the Dinosaurs Will Die Wizard Stick. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave a comment down below. I wanna know what you guys have to say. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, click that bell, turn on those notifications. If you want to support us further, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. Sure, I could explain it here, but we have a great video over there getting into it really in depth. And as always, guys, I've been your host TC. I'll see you out on the mountain.